Hey, fellow Star Trek lovers, and in particular, lovers of the Starship Enterprise, the NCC 1701, original one. This is the completed model of the AMT ERTL Star Trek Cutaway U.S.S. Enterprise. This is the 30th anniversary of Star Trek, the commemorative model kit. This was released in 1995, and again, this is by AMT. And this is actually pretty cool. The whole premise of the kit is that it has sections that come apart to show you the workings of the inside of the ship. And there are a couple of sections that do come apart. As you can see, the saucer section comes apart to reveal the cross section up to the bridge. And you can actually see the bridge. I mean, it's not as detailed as the Polar Lights 1350, but remember that this did come out in 1995, so it's not exactly brand new. This is more of a vintage model kit. So the first part you notice is the saucer section, or primary hull, that comes apart to show the cross section. Then you have the secondary hull, which has the neck section and part of the forward hull that comes off to show you the inner workings. And it has the port nacelle that's actually attached to the stern. There's a cross section of the stern where the shell comes off, and it shows you the Shuttlebay, and it shows you the different workings of the decks and the engineering sections. And then finally, the starboard nacelle. Half of it comes off, half of the shell comes off, and it shows you the inner workings of the inside of the nacelle warp engine, which is pretty cool. Now, some of the things that I did to modify this kit, I just want to let you know real quick. The way the kit was designed, these pieces, after the model is assembled, they're meant to stay together, and they have these tiny little pin things that, well, they're really not even a centimeter long, that are meant to go into the little holes to hold, and that's supposed to hold the pieces together on the ship. Well, the one that I did, at least this one, I don't know how the other ones are, but I modified this by putting lights in it. And I don't know if that was a result where I threw everything out of whack, but the pieces just did not stay on. So what I had to do is I had to put little tabs that I snipped, tin tabs, and I put them to the top of the shell that was attaching to the other half. And it's going to be little tabs that go into the top part, just beneath the shell. And that's designed to give it a little more strength, and it has something to hang on to so it stays on. Because this section is pretty heavy. It's half the saucer section. And this section too, it's got the whole nacelle, and it's got this section right here. And the section with the neck, I had to put these little pins to hold it in place because, well, like I said, it just keeps falling off, and it's the best that I could do. And I did the same thing with a tab on the section of the starboard nacelle to hold the halves together. And in a minute, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take them off to show you the inner workings. But this is my version of the 30th anniversary AMT Cutaway Enterprise model. And I don't know, I did light it. I don't know how the lights will look with all the sections still on. So we'll do that. Let me just... Okay, so I went ahead and I lit the model from the power pack and the switch that I had put on, and I attached it to the base to kind of keep it out of view. As you can see, the lights, I mean, it's pretty cool. You see the bridge lit up. I don't know if you're going to be able to see inside, but those are the lights. and get it into focus. There you go. So that's the lit up version with the halves together. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll remove the halves to show you guys the cross section. Okay, so I went ahead and I took all the sections off to show you guys the inner workings, and it's pretty cool. As you can see, you got the Shuttlebay. Now, I debated on whether or not I wanted to put a Shuttlecraft in, but I figured I'd like to keep the model original, but I did add lights to it, so that's not really original. I modified the parts by putting tabs on to help hold them together. So I ended up deciding to make a little Shuttlecraft. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a little Galileo that I put using spare plastic parts from the kit, the tree, and it ended up coming out pretty good, I thought. But this model, I did add lights to it. So let me go ahead and put on the lights that I added for you to see. You can start with the bridge section. You can see the bridge section is lit up. That's pretty cool. If you remember the Star Trek original series, the pilot, when the Enterprise is in orbit and it zooms into the bridge. But my camera is not as good as the one that could film a television show, but you can see the bridge and the cross section, or the saucer section. I'll show you the inner workings. Now, Captain Kirk's quarters is on deck 5, so that would be what? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right along that deck over there. I like to think that Captain Kirk's quarters is somewhere over there. Again, I apologize, I don't have the highest quality camera, but it's the saucer section. If you move down to the next section, you can actually see the turbo lift. That's the shaft for the turbo lift. It goes down, and of course that would go across this way as well, but it's not shown in the cross section. And different things in that area. A little bit of the detail work that I did. We move down to the secondary hull. Got the reflector dish that I put in gold because I thought it was pretty cool. It's got that gold kind of sparkly effect. This is actually my wife's nail polish that I ended up using. I thought it came out really good. You can see the lighting that I put in, lighting the area. Pretty cool. And moving on to the back section with the Shuttlebay. Got the hangar deck with the Shuttlecraft in it. And you can see where the pylon is powered for the nacelle, the starboard side nacelle. Again, you can see the light and the detail work. And the Galileo Shuttlecraft. Now when it came to the base was the Delta insignia, and I had a battery pack that I was going to put for the batteries, and I really didn't know what to do with that or where to put it. So let me turn it around for you. I ended up putting it on, attaching it to the base, and painting it black. And in doing so, hoping that it wouldn't really be that noticeable. But since I had no choice, I had put it that way, and I'm pleased with the results. And I like the gold around the base, so I put the gold around the base, and again, that would distract the eye from looking and seeing the battery pack. But I'm pleased with the way it came out, and she's looking pretty good. Now I know that Polar Lights reissued this model kit a few years ago. I don't know how that one is. I've never seen that one. This one, of course, is the 1995, the vintage one, the AMT, 30th anniversary. And I'd be interested to see, I'm going to look up some videos to see if the new one has any videos up. I'm sure they do. And I'm sure they're a lot better than the ones that I had done. So I'll be interested to look that up. We can look up the pylon into the starboard nacelle. Again, it wasn't too much lighting that I could do in there. I was limited with the length of the wire of the light that came through. And I was hoping that it would work its way through to the Bassard collector, but it didn't. But it's still pretty cool. Thinking about how I would just love to see this thing work and go on the actual Enterprise. But there you have it. This is the AMT 30th anniversary of Star Trek, the 30th anniversary edition commemorative cutaway model kit of the Starship U.S.S. Enterprise. I added lighting, and I modified the parts with tabs to hold them together, and I put in the Shuttlecraft Galileo. And I thank you for watching me.